That was amazing. Oh man, for so many reasons. Okay, the number one, running through the firehouse.
Thank you for your service.
I didn't realize we were gonna go through a fire station, and just to see the firefighters there, thank you for your service. To see, I don't know, just the gear and the fire trucks, and it was a quick right in, I don't know, that was a cool little feature in the race. Now, a little, and we'll get you the splits here in a second, all right? We got the bib number, so much to break down. I've got all the information here on my phone, all right? Colfax Half Marathon 13.1. Probably the coolest part in the moment, and hopefully you enjoy that, you know, first-person view, just going through the streets of the mile-high city, is that I've, you know, run every single step of every single sidewalk and street on the course without ever having raced this course before because of the shoe review. As I mentioned a couple days ago, I've run downtown so much in the last, especially the last 6 years. So it was cool to have the streets to myself, you know, and there was about 5 or 6 miles where I was kind of in no man's land. There was no other runners around me, but just to have like all the streets closed. Thank you to the police officers out there. Thank you for your service, shutting down all the streets. And I was like, wow, I don't have to look for traffic. I don't have to look for bicycles. I don't have to look for any, you know, city buses. I have the whole city street to myself. It was so cool to be going through after having run those streets. So anyway, that was something I didn't expect when I registered for the Colfax Half Marathon. The medal, very cool because you can stand it up. I like that feature. I've never seen that before. Good work there with the it's a very cool medal. I appreciate it. Okay, let's break down the race. What happened? I guess what, should I talk about the shoes first? Shoes were awesome. Shoes were bouncy. The Hoka Cielo X1 2.0. I loved them. They are soft, just beware. And if you are on a course like this one that has a lot of turning, maybe think about something else, you know, a course that is more of a circle that doesn't have as many sharp corners, or a point-to-point course. That would be great for these shoes. It was and I knew that going in, that it was a course that had a lot of turns. And all right, let's just start at the beginning. The gun goes off. Actually, take that back. The warm-up, all right? Thanks to everybody that came out to the warm-up. And in the warm-up, a couple people asked, Seth, what's your goal? Like, what's your goal time? And what do you want to do? And I didn't have an official goal time. But I did say, I don't think I got it on camera, but I did say, I believe I can run 5:20s, okay? And I did. And it was, so 1:10:23 was the finishing time. I beat my time, I think by a little over a minute, roughly, from Jersey City, which was a sea-level race, you know what, 4 or 5 weeks ago. So I bet I'm in 5:15 a mile pace right now at sea level, maybe 5:14, 5:13. And you know, so one of my long-term goals is to get back to 5 minutes a mile at sea level, maybe in Naples, 2026. All right, I'll keep you posted on that. So I ended up in 10th place, but again, as you get more experience and as you dive into your racing, and Chrissy, I believe it was Chrissy who was at the warm-up, she was running her first half marathon. She probably, you know, I don't know Chrissy, but she probably was like, I don't know what I'm going to run exactly. Like, and it will come with time. It will come with experience. And I knew I could probably run about 5:20s given my current fitness level. And sure enough, it was 5:22 a mile. All right, so let's just do it. There's the splits on your screen. All right, here's some footage leaving the starting line. All right, I believe there was an Olympian in the race from the Paris Olympics. If I can find who it was exactly, but there was some rumblings at the finish line that, yeah, there was an Olympian who raced in Paris. He didn't end up winning, but he was an Olympian. So I forget which country he was from. So I was like, okay, this is a competitive race. I think the winner $5,280. Why $5,280? Because Denver is at 5,280 feet above sea level, the Mile High City. All right, that's why the nickname for Denver is the Mile High City. So the winner, here's the winner at the finish line.
Good job.
Hey,
What was
the
your
studio.
The studio? Yeah, you know it. Good to
Yeah.
see you.
Likewise.
What was your time?
63:08.
Oh my god, that's a course record.
Yes,
right?
record.
Course
and,
record?
And like 12 seconds from state record. Yeah.
So close.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah.
Through the zoo.
Yeah.
It was crazy. The turns.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like
That's right. He knew the studio. That was amazing, and congrats. He was awesome to talk to, and just a very, very fast runner. I think he missed the state record for the fastest half marathon ever raced in Colorado by 12 seconds. He would have gotten another $1,000 bonus. He did set a course record though, which is cool. So, okay, we go off. I was shocked. I'm actually kind of surprised, but I felt relaxed. I felt like I was actually holding back well. We still ran 5:03 that first. It is slightly downhill though. That first mile, second mile, 5:21, slightly uphill. Okay, third mile, slightly downhill, 5:07. So again, I knew in my mind 5:20s was about what I have right now in my tank. So here we go, 5:37 for mile 5. That's the zoo mile. It's a nice idea. It's a nice, fun idea. It was not kind on the ankles, on the knees, on the hips. It was like a cross-country course, weaving in and out. And the only animals I heard the monkeys, but I only saw zebras. I didn't see any other animals. Anyway, it's a fine feature, but I could go without. I think I could go without the zoo. I'm just putting it out there, but it's a fine feature. But it's very, very narrow, and you're just like going like a cross country course. Okay, and of course, here's True Love at mile 6. So she was encouraging the whole way. Of course, you guys know True Love and her energy. It was amazing. So moving on from mile 7 to about mile 10, just looking at the splits, weren't awesome. Like I was slowing down for sure. There were a couple slightly uphill miles, but here's where I talked about this before the race. This is a practice race. Why? Tactics, racing tactics. And I was in no man's land from about quite a while actually, from really like mile 6 to about mile 11. So about 5 miles of no one, like the next guy was quite a ways ahead of me, and there wasn't anyone too close behind me. But I stayed focused. I focused on form. I was saying eyes up, pump arms, quick feet to myself over and over again as I was going down the road. This is right about the fire station, actually. And I was getting slightly tired, of course, because it's later in the race. But then, as I focused on my form, sure enough, a guy did catch me, and here's the footage. He caught me. This is at about mile 10. It was about mile 10, so about 3 miles to go. And this is where in Jersey City, guys just kept catching me and catching me. And I was like, I don't have it today. And I don't know if it was being a little sick. I don't know what it was, but I didn't have it. Today, or a couple days ago for Colfax, I focus, and maybe this is for, in your case as well in a recent race, and maybe that's the question of the day. When was your last race where you finished strong? Because we don't always finish strong, right? I hate to say it, but sometimes the race catches up to you if you don't pace it correctly, or something goes wrong in your stomach. There's a lot of things that can happen, or maybe it's too hot out. Who knows? But I finished decent. In fact, decent, not perfect, but decent. So mile 11, a little slow. It was, again, slightly uphill, 5:28. Mile 12, 5:25, and then mile 13, 5:15. So I was getting a little bit faster. Actually, the last 4 miles, I was getting a little bit faster. I was slower than 5:20 pace, but it's not like I was going way back. I wasn't going backward the last 4 miles. Does that make sense? I was going slightly forward, not crazy fast, but a little bit faster those last 4 miles. And actually, the last 2 to 3 miles overall is uphill, slightly uphill. And I'm going to get you that elevation gain here in a minute. So I felt good about the racing tactic of focusing like you would not believe, and that's is where it's going to take time and practice for you, if you're a newer runner, like you gotta really dig in, but you gotta block out a lot of things happening around you when the legs are screaming, when the breathing is getting hard, even when the fans are screaming, and it's like, yeah, that's great, the fans are screaming, but you got to stay focused on your form and focused on going forward. I can't stress that enough. And sure enough, it worked. Like, as far as not going backward and not getting slower the last 4 miles, but getting slightly faster. That was good. It was good to finish that way and end up with a 5:22 pace. Okay? I could go on and on. Actually, comment of the day, and here's the elevation gain. Oh my goodness. I almost nailed it. So before the race, I did not look up the elevation gain because I didn't want to know, and I just wanted to. I wanted to make a guess because I know those streets of Denver so well. I think I said this just before the race, and I'm gonna put it out. 375. That's my guess. All right, so we'll see what the watch says at the end of the race. Come back for that, I guess tomorrow. What was it? Did I say 375? Did I say it? My watch, 331. 331 feet, so definitely not a flat course by any means. So again, a shout out to the top runners who, he ended up with a 103, which at altitude, I mean, he's probably good for a low 101 or even a high, 1 hour flat at sea level on a flat course with that type of fitness. It's just because of the zoo, because of the elevation gain, and because of the altitude. Comment of the day goes out to Joseph. Congrats, Joseph. He says, "Let's go, Seth. I raced on Sunday too. My first ever at the Manchester Half Marathon. My goal was 1 hour and 50 minutes, and I smashed it, finishing in 1 hour and 40 minutes. That's amazing. Thanks for all your training tips and daily inspiration. It made all the difference." Joseph, congrats. That's amazing. I mean, to run 10 minutes faster than what you thought that's amazing. So congrats, Joseph. Keep going. I bet you run 135 next time. Don't count yourself out, all right? Keep going. Keep getting faster. Keep turning that doorknob. Keep believing in yourself, and we'll all keep fighting together. And it's just, again, we're practicing, actually. The next race is in, as of this recording, about 6 days from now, Boulder. First 10K in about 4 years. So the racing is amping up on the channel, all right? So keep coming back. Keep spreading the word. Thanks for saying hi out there after the race at the expo. And it was just fun to see everybody and say hi, give high fives, and oh man, and share it with your loved ones. If you can invite your loved ones to the races, racing local is always fun. So to have true love there, my dad was there. It was awesome. So onward and upward. Here we go. We'll toss it to, I guess Jersey City. Why not? The Jersey City breakdown. You can see the difference in my thoughts after Jersey City, which was slower. 111. Today at Colfax, I ran 110, just to see like the difference and how we just keep fighting and keep practicing. Practice. All right there. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.